Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're diving into a really big, really powerful emotion, anger. But we're not going to just rehash the same old advice. We're going to explore a completely different, proactive way to manage it for the long haul. So let's get right into it. Ah, yes. Calm down. We've all heard it, haven't we? And let's be honest, in that white-hot moment of fury, it might just be the single most useless thing anyone could possibly say. It's like throwing gasoline on a fire. And this right here, this is why it fails. Trying to figure out how to manage your anger while you're already angry, it's exactly like trying to learn how to build a lifeboat in the middle of a typhoon. It's too late. The storm is already here. So, to kick things off, let's really tear apart this whole idea, what we're calling the calm down fallacy. We need to understand exactly why this reactive approach is just so ineffective for so many of us. This slide really lays out the core difference, doesn't it? On one hand, you have the old way, reactive management. It only kicks in after the anger has already taken hold. Its main tool is suppression, just trying to stuff it down, and that usually leads to this awful cycle of failure and shame. But on the other side, you've got the proactive approach. This is all about prevention, acting before anger ever gets a foothold, so you can build real, lasting resilience and confidence. So, with that in mind, let's introduce a completely new way to think about this whole thing. This next part is all about a powerful mindset shift, this idea of viewing your anger as being in remission. And here it is. This is the absolute key to everything we're talking about today. The anger in remission model. It's about treating anger not as some kind of personal moral failing, but more like a chronic condition that you have to skillfully manage. And here's the most important part. The goal is not to cure anger. It's a normal human emotion. The goal is control. And when you really adopt this mindset, it changes everything. It's so liberating, you know? It just lifts that heavy blanket of guilt and self-judgment. It's empowering because you're no longer the victim of your emotions. You're the architect of your response. It also keeps you vigilant, encouraging that proactive self-care. And it's just realistic. All right, so the mindset is in place. Now for the fun part, the practical stuff, building your proactive plan. This is where we roll up our sleeves and you become a real student of your own emotional world. So step one, you've got to do a little bit of investigative work. You need to become a detective of your own reactivity. It's all about figuring out what really causes a flare-up, because I promise you, it's almost never what you think it is on the surface. So, the second you feel that first little flicker of irritation, you just pause and ask yourself this one simple question. What just happened? This helps you identify the external thing, the event that kicked off the whole chain reaction. But you can't stop there. This next question is absolutely crucial. How am I feeling physically? Are you exhausted? Are you hungry? Is your jaw clenched? So often, these physical states are the real dry tinder waiting for a spark. And finally, you gotta check in upstairs. What was I just thinking? Were you replaying some argument from last week? Were you stressing about a deadline? These thoughts are the fuel for that emotional wildfire. Okay, so once you've done your detective work and you've got a better handle on your triggers, you move to the most important part, creating a daily maintenance plan. The key is you don't wait for the crisis. You work on building your emotional immune system every single day. And your plan really needs to stand on these three non-negotiable pillars. First, physical management. Get some vigorous exercise to burn off those stress hormones. Second, restorative practices. Things like meditation, quiet time, or just being in nature to calm your nervous system. And third, boundary setting. This is preventative care. It's learning to say no before resentment has a chance to build. But look, let's be real. Even with the best plan in the world, flare-ups can still happen. They probably will. So what's the emergency plan? That's what we're going to look at now, the tactical pause protocol. When you feel that heat rising, you have one job, and one job only. Create space. Space between the thing that happened and how you react to it. You're literally trying to stop an amygdala hijack. That's when your emotional brain completely takes over and your rational brain just goes offline. And this three-step tactical pause is your go-to drill. First, a physical pause. Literally get up, leave the room, move your body. Second, A mental pause. Do something to engage your thinking brain, like counting backward from 100 by sevens. And third, a breath pause, using a very specific technique. And here's exactly how you do that breath pause. The real secret isn't just taking a deep breath. It's the longer exhale. So you're going to breathe in for a count of 4, hold it for 4, and then this is the key. Breathe out slowly for a count of 6. That long exhale is what literally flips your body's built-in calm down switch. Okay, so let's talk about the payoff. After doing all this work, what's the point? Well, it's about so much more than just not being angry. It's about achieving real, genuine emotional freedom. First off, you gain so much mental clarity. You stop wasting all that precious energy fighting with yourself, battling your own reactions, and that frees you up to actually focus on solving the real problems at hand. Of course, you also build much stronger relationships. When the people in your life, your friends, your family, your coworkers, see you as a stable, safe person to be around, trust just blossoms. They're not walking on eggshells anymore, and that allows for much deeper, more honest connections. And honestly, maybe most importantly, you build self-respect. You actually learn to trust yourself again. You prove to yourself every single day that you are in control of your own life and that you are more than capable of handling whatever pressure comes your way. So, you see, this whole journey isn't about taking something away or losing a part of yourself. It's about gaining the space and the freedom to build something new. And so I'll just leave you with this final question to think about. What will you build in the space that anger used to occupy?